Let me be honest with you. YouTube has not made monetization harder, but rather they have made it stricter. If you are a small creator and you ignore this update, you could risk getting rejected for monetization. But the good news is, original small creators now have an advantage. In this video, I will show you what actually changed and the mistakes small creators must avoid immediately, and how to stay safe for monetization in 2026. So let's dive in. Now, let's talk about what actually changed on YouTube. It is important for you to understand that YouTube now values originality, consistency, and valuable content here on YouTube compared to before, where clickbait titles and thumbnails were still working. But today, YouTube do not want to care about those things anymore. As a matter of fact, metadata that is considered clickbaiting, misleading, can actually get you banned, rejected for monetization, or flagged. So now your originality as a creator, your audience behavior, the engagement on your channel, and also clear creator identity are now very important if you want to have a stress-free experience here on YouTube, especially if you're still looking forward to get monetized. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes that some creators are still making up until today, and that is going into reused content, especially if you are into the compilation niche, reaction videos, where you download videos from TikTok with little or no information added. You just upload them to your channel as short, or you just there reacting with body gesture without actually adding any value or interpretation to the video. Or if you find yourself in the faceless niche and everything about your channel reeks of AI generated content using very robotic AI voice, all these things can send out a spamming signal to YouTube, because in that sense, your channel lacks originality. There is no human touch, no human transformation, nothing at all. Everything AI generated. So all these little mistakes that we overlook can eventually prevent us from getting monetized in this year, 2020. How do we fix these problems? Now, reuse content in itself, when done right, is not bad, because there are still some creators who are into reaction videos, and some of them are monetized and they are doing just fine. But you have to understand how to avoid mistakes that comes with using videos re-uploads from TikTok, Instagram, videos that we did not create originally. All right. So now, if you must use another creator's video, if possible, ask for permission. Ask for permission, ask for their consent. And once you are using that video, don't just upload it and then you add a footage of you just reacting with your head and doing like, no, add a commentary. If possible, don't just re-upload the full clip of the original creator. You can just show a sneak peek of that clip, and then the rest of the video should consist of you analyzing, adding your commentary, asking questions, or pointing out something that didn't go well with you, or what you got from the video, just to make it yours. Okay? Reuse content. If you are re-uploading other creators' video from other social media platforms, just be creative in terms of how you use it. You can even add captions, just transform it. Don't just re-upload somebody's original video and then we just see you moving your head without really adding any value. All those type of reaction videos are bound to be a problem in this year. And if you are running a faceless channel, there are good voice that you can download from 11 Labs. There are good AI voices that you can actually get from different apps. Although some of them are not free, you have to pay, but then easy. There are some good, voices that really sound human. If you don't want to use your own voice, the best bet, of course, would be if you use your own voice for a faceless channel. But in most cases, we don't want to do that. So opt for voices that sound really human and sounds good, not very obvious robotic voices. And if you are into a faceless niche, make sure your scripting is relatable. If possible, share your personal stories, your personal experience to whatever thing you are doing, to whatever content. If you are into motivational channel, for example, and it's faceless, you can add real life experiences from your own side and add it to it. Okay, so YouTube will understand that, yeah, this is someone really putting in the work, right? Make your faceless channel stand out. Your faceless channel should not give a robotic vibe, AI vibe, once somebody comes into that channel. You should be able to stand out. There should be something unique about your faceless channel. AI, make it sound like you. Make it sound like you, because every individual has a style of communicating and talking. Okay, so make your scripting sound like you. If possible, use your own voice or go for good quality voices that you can get from different sources online. Now, let's talk about what YouTube loves. YouTube currently is in love with original content, content that shares value, that shares informations, content that are entertaining, content that is known for a particular service or that is known for a particular thing. Either your channel is known to be educational, entertaining, it has to be clear. All right, your online presence on YouTube has to be clear directly. Like, if I come to your channel and I watch your first 2-3 videos, I should be able to tell what your niche is or what your channel is all about. And your channel could be solving a problem. So make sure that you have a niche that is clearly identifiable by YouTube, by your viewers, your audience. YouTube also love engagement. If your videos are getting engagement, even better. They love your audience reaction, how your audience are reacting to your videos. They love viewer retention, if people are watching your videos for long. So this is where we all have to work on our hooks, our titles, our thumbnails, because these are the first initial thing that determines whether somebody is going to stay and watch our video or not. Our video structure, so the first 10 seconds to 30 seconds of your video is very crucial. And your thumbnail also is like your invitation card. If your thumbnail and your title is not inviting enough, there is a very big chance that nobody's going to click on that video at all. Even if your video is valuable and, good quality and all that, if the thumbnail is bad and the title is bad, it is what it is. The video is going to suffer from low views and low retention. So, like I always say, YouTube is a learning process, okay? So it's all about trial and error. So keep working on your hooks, keep working on your title, keep working on your thumbnails. But don't be tempted to start going for clickbait titles or clickbait thumbnail, because if you start doing clickbait stuff, YouTube is going to flag your video. As a matter of fact, it could affect your monetization. So you don't want to be doing that. Make your titles and thumbnail authentic as possible. Make sure it's reflecting what is actually in your video, not something else just because you want the clicks. And mind you, just getting the clicks does not help anymore. It's now about your audience behavior, if they are engaging on your videos and if they are staying longer to watch your videos. And if you notice, currently on YouTube, it's no longer about the subscribers. You can have 100 subscribers and get up to 10,000 views on your videos. So if you do things right, YouTube, they are not being partial. If your videos is well optimized, your thumbnail is good, your title is good, and people are watching for longer, regardless of your subscriber count, they can push your video out to more people. It's not like those days where you have 10,000 subscribers and maybe it's only those 10,000 subscribers that your video get to reach or something like that. Currently, you can have just 5 subscribers, and once you have a good video and that video is performing well, like the retention is good, the click-through rate is good, like you will be surprised to wake up and you have over 20,000 views on that particular video, even with low subscribers. So it's not all about the subscribers anymore. YouTube is looking at other things now that I mentioned. Your retention, click-through rates, your titles, good quality videos, making sure your video is not violating anything. These are the things YouTube loves right now, and these are the things that are going to make them push your video to more people. So what you should do now, if you know you re-uploaded any video from a different source, go and check it out. See if you need any adjustment. Make sure you are adding relevant commentary to any re-uploaded videos that is not originally yours. And most importantly, always seek permission from people, from original owners, before you use a clip from their video or anything like that. That will also give you peace of mind. Okay, so that's it from me today. If you are new here, my name is Angela and I am the face behind this channel, and I am always happy to bring you useful content that will help you grow here faster on YouTube and also help you monetize faster and stay safe, avoid mistakes that will delay your monetization, and so on and so forth. So let me know in the comment section, what type of content do you create? Are you into compilation? Are you into reaction video? Are you into Faceless channel? And what things are you doing to ensure that you do not violate any YouTube policy or guideline? Share your tips in the comment section. Thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time, bye bye for now.